Hello and welcome to Scalemodeling, and welcome to part 9 of our Revell London bus build. And in this video we're going to be working on this part and this part, which are the roof area above the engine, sort of. Okay, so not exactly the hood but the roof above that. Okay, so if you imagine that's up that way and that's sitting like that, so that goes towards the roof of the driver's compartment, and this is into the bus. All right, so we need to put some pieces on here. This section here goes on as well, and there's some photo etch to go on here. So we're on step 53 here and 54, and the photo etch on our instructions is pretty much, just move this across a bit, is this number 7. So there's a bit of photo etch there. We've got these two pieces that need to be put on here, and this little section down under here needs to be cut off. We need to remove that and replace it with the metal. That's off the steel sprue. Okay, and then off the brass sprue we've got this piece, which you can see sits down over there, which is on this. All right, and this is where the number of the bus will sit in this little glass window eventually. There'll be a decal for that. So that's where we've got to go and work this side of it out. Okay, so in the instructions, we've got to look at what colors we're going to need. So the top underside of this will be L, which is the London interior red. Okay, so that's the interior red. The top doesn't need to be painted because it's going to be covered by the next layer for the upper floor. This here is also going to be the interior red. And we've got B here, which is metallic black. We'll go around the outside of this, where there'll be a glass window. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that'll fit over the top. Now, I've come across a part that I've actually lost. So this piece here, I-122, went and looked on the sprue and it wasn't there. Okay, but then I remembered back at step 40 here, when we were doing the roof in the last video, there's piece I-122 there. It's a little, like a winder type hook in the roof. So I thought, oh, well, maybe there's a mistake. But then I realized there's two sprues, two eye sprues. So I thought, oh, good. So I went to the other eye sprue to grab part 122, and it's not there. So mystery. I've used one off the other sprue. The other one wasn't there. Hopefully it might show up. It wasn't in the bottom of the bag. Because as you know, I keep all the sprues in plastic bags just in case parts fall off. But it wasn't there. I do keep sprues all in the box too, so I haven't had a good look yet, but maybe it's in the bottom of the box. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to have to look at some alternative thing to do about that. All right. Now, there's also an 89 and 90 on here, which means depending on which year version of the bus you're doing, will depend on which decal you're putting on. Okay, so there's 271 decals there, and obviously it's the number of the bus. It's what it will be. Okay, so that's got to match up. All right, so let me get on to this, and also I think in this video we'll be getting the stairs done on the back of the bus too, so that'll be interesting. All right, so let me move on with some parts here and we'll come back and have a look at progress. Back in a sec. All right, welcome back. So here's our parts. We've got our photo etch on. It's quite easy to do. There's a little plastic piece that goes there. This all needs to be painted in the red, the exterior red. That little piece there will be actually done in titanium silver. Okay, which I'll do that afterwards. I didn't realize till after I glued it on. Otherwise, I probably would have done it before I attached it. But anyway, so that's ready to undercoat. This part's the reed undercoat, which sits on top of there, which is where your bus number shows. There's the decal for the bus number, which is a little bit unusual in that we don't actually use it as a decal. We just cut it to shape so that it fits in there. I'm assuming from behind, as it seems to explain, and then it shows through there. Once this is done in the same red, we go do metal black. I think it was around there. And then there's some glass to go over the top. Okay, which, as the instructions here are showing, that's that one, 53, that's that one there, and that's the other one there. And you'll see that it's actually got scissors there, cut. The exclamation mark is because there's two different types. I explained that earlier, depending on which version you're doing. I'm doing version 2, so I needed number 38. But it does show here this coming up underneath from behind. So you just have to lay that in there. It looks like we're just going to have to glue that decal in there. I'll check that out later before I put the clear glass after everything else is done. All right, so I'll get on with that and we'll come back shortly. Okay, welcome back. So those parts are drying, step 53 and 54. They've painted up red, ready to go. As soon as I get them back, I'll do the black around the inside of that, the metal black, and then I'll go and clear coat and then put the glass in and the decal on the back. We'll come back to that because while I'm pretty much waiting for parts to dry quite often, we'll do as we normally do and move on. And moving on is to step 55, where we're starting on the rear staircase. And this is looking really great. I've had a look at it. The detail is really nice. Even if you don't use photo etch, it's really, really good. You know. But anyway, here's our first part of the stairway. So it's sort of going to go like this in a way, right? And this one we start with. Now, normally you would paint this and then you would paint this aluminium and then the rest of it, all the interior red. But we've got photo etch. So let's have a look at our photo etch. Move this over. And here we are. So all this is the photo etch section. Step 19 in the photo etch. Right? So what we've got to do first of all is take off those detail in there where those plates are. So that we need to remove on all the steps. And then we've got all the replacement photo etch to go in those places. And then here we have stairs. So where we've got J109, J10, J11, which are these plastic parts here, they come with the anti-slip grip on the sides, and that needs to be removed because we've got our own in the way of photo etch here. So we'll be able to work on that, take that off and replace it. Sorry about the birds. They're really bugging me today. I'll feed them soon. Maybe they'll be a bit quieter. In fact, I'll do that right now. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so birds are happier. So because we're going to do the metal separate, we'll be able to just paint those in the red, or undercoat them red, and then do all these plates of photo etch, which I will just check on the sprues and see if they are, yeah, there they are there. So they need to be painted. That looks like them there. So we can do that. And the same with these pieces here, which I've decided to do that lemon yellow, like you saw earlier in the last video, where I'm going to do that around the step as you go into the rear of the bus. We'll do it on all the steps, that lemon yellow as well. And hopefully we'll end up something looking like that at the end, plus paint. Okay, so all good. All right, I'll get some of these parts cleaned up and we'll make a start. Back shortly. Okay, so I've got all these parts all off, ready for stairs. I've numbered them so they don't get mixed up. But they can anyway, it's all different shapes, but it just makes it easier to grab what I want. In the meantime, these parts dried. As you can see, the finish on that's beautiful. Look at that. So that's dried, and this part here as well. I'm about to do the metal black for the inside of that. Then I'll pop the glass in, and then we'll put our decal with the bus number through the back somehow. Not 100% sure how I'm going to get that to stay in place. Glued in there in some way. And that will be the end of step 53 and 54. That little handle on there, I think it is, I'm not sure, but that's got to be painted, what does it say there? C, which is titanium silver, no problem. And once they're done, it doesn't even say, it moves on to the stairs here. It doesn't even tell me to attach this to this, so we won't. Okay, we'll leave that, put them away separate. But we'll come back and have a look at that when I've done it. And I've got to remember, clear coat before I put the plastic glass in. Remember to do that. Okay, continuing on. Okay, back with another update. I've clear coated the other parts that were red. They're all looking really good. They'll be ready to bring out soon, and then I can finish them off with the clear piece and the bus number. These parts here, the parts that go on the steps, I've taken off the tread off of them. I just used my little file here. Didn't take long at all, just trimmed them off, made sure they were flat, because we've got photo etch to go on that. So they're ready to go, or to be painted. They're all going to be painted red. I've decided to go with the London bus outside red. I think they're going to look really good. And I'm working on the stairs here at the moment, where I'm putting the photo etch on here. Now, rather than take off all the grill that's in there, which is going to be time consuming and to do every step, I've taken the little pieces off the top that stick up, like the sort of bolts, I guess you'd call them, the rivets that would hold them there. So I've sanded those off, or just took them off with the chisel as well, and so it's flat. And what I'm going to do is the photo etch, I've just taken the first piece and test fitted it, and it does actually fit perfectly covering that, which is fantastic, because I'll just glue them straight onto that. What I'll do is I'll paint this the red. I'll put some masking tape over that, so I've got bare plastic to glue this down on, and then I will paint all of these the aluminium color, and then when they're dried, I'll just place them all on, and that'll be done, the steps. So that's the plan. Same with the lower section as well. So this is the top of this. That's actually the bottom of the stairs, and that's the top of the stairs. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. So when we come back, we'll have a look at those panels with the bus sign with this. There's our glass piece. There's our bus number. Ready to go on as soon as that clear coat's dry. All right. Be back again soon. Hey, back with another update. I've taken off the pieces here that go on the side of the steps there. Okay. And something I noticed was, first of all, keep them all in order. I'm going to paint them on like this, and then I'll be able to glue them on. Like I said, I'm going to mask over here, so we just got bare plastic for a surface for them to stick to. But what I found was that the instructions will tell you number, let me just check on it. Which one was it? It was number, basically this side here, 151 was that one, and 155 was that one. All right. So what I checked was, when I'm testing them up against the step here, okay, this one is a better fit. If you swap them around on the bottom there, 51 and 55, the other way around, you'll find that they'll fit better. I don't know if that's a mistake they made in the instructions, but if you were to try and put this one, just show you quickly, this one on here, it doesn't go anywhere near long enough to go around. Okay, so whereas this one here is much longer and it will fit right round. Okay, so there's a tip, just so you don't end up with they're too short on that bottom. The rest of them are all fine. Okay, so they're ready to prime. I'm going to use some clear photo etch primer to prime them, and then I'll hit them with the Outlaw Paints aluminium. And right now I'm going to go get the piece that we did clear coat, and I'm going to put these on, and we'll have a look at that when it's done. Okay, back once again in a sec. Okay, so there's step 53 and 54 complete. We've got our clear coat on that, so that's done. That'll get put aside somewhere safe. And here is the bus number, all done behind glass. I just cut the decal out, didn't take it off the backing paper, and I just glued it straight in there. That's the only way to really do that. And it's come up fine. There you go. So those will get put away until we need to put them out later. And then we'll continue on with our stairs. Okay, back shortly. Hey, welcome back everybody. So I'm working on the steps here. I've masked these up. Okay, so they've been masked up because I don't want any paint on there where the photo etch will sit, which is this one. I'm going to paint them all separately and then glue them on. So I can paint this, I'll undercoat it, and then I'll do it in the bright red that it's going to be. Is that right? Yes, bright red. And then I'm doing the steps now. So as you see, I numbered them, and I'm going to go along and going by the photo etch instructions, we'll find which number corresponding that to the piece. And here we are here using my MIG ammo to show you that. Okay, it's MIG ammo canopy and photo etch glue that dries clear. Got some in there watered down, and I'm just applying it here and just putting it on the bottom and placing each one in place. A couple little pegs there, makes it easy. And I'll paint that. So I'll undercoat all of that, and then I'll do the whole thing the red that it's going to be, right? And then because the photo etch is raised, then I'm pretty confident I can come along with the brush and just hit it and go along with the lemon yellow and get that yellow on there without making a mess of the step anywhere else. Should be fine. That just saves me extra masking, basically, yeah, to get the same result. All right, so I'll keep going on and we'll have a look at a bit more progress shortly. Okay, we're back. Everything's primed. Okay, so we got our normal primer on there. We got normal primer on there. And we've got a clear photo etch primer on top of that. They're all dried now. Right now I'm going to go put some aluminium, Outlaw Paints aluminium on top of that. I'm going to put some red, exterior, bright red from the London bus, that one, on there, on the steps. And these will be done in the interior red, the darker red. All right, we're back and we'll take a look at it. All right, a bit more progress. So there's the aluminium done. It's come up really nice. I put two nice thick coats on that because I've got to be handling them as I attach them to the steps. But now they come up really, really nice. There's our steps themselves, or the layer pieces that go on with the photo etch on them, which I'll paint up, like I said before, with my lemon yellow to get them looking nice. That's looking good. And then we've got the steps here, and mainly coloured the areas that will be covered. Obviously the tops will go over there and cover that, so I didn't want to put too much paint on there to affect the glue. That's all done in the red, and the surrounds around where the aluminium plates will sit. And we've got to remember to take off the masking tape in there too. And there's the other one as well. All right, so I guess I'll just go put these together now, and yeah, well, next time we come back they should be done, fingers crossed. If there's any issue along the way I'll let you know, but looks pretty simple. Okay, back again, another update. There's all the steps, all the covers for the steps all done. I'm just going to let them dry a little bit longer before I'm going to clear coat everything when it's all on. So there's our metal plates on the front section of the steps, right? And these are going to go on the top, so it's going to look really good. I've glued them on with my MIG Ammo photo etch glue. That'll take a while to set solid, so I'm going to leave it for a few hours now before I fiddle around putting the steps in, and then I'll clear coat the whole thing once it's done. And then all's good, we'll come back and have a look, and it should be done. So hey, all right, back soon. Hey, welcome back. So as you can see, stairs are done, all the parts are glued on. Everything fit really well, no problems at all. I did use super glue to hold the parts down just to make sure they weren't going to move, especially the steps. They're a tight fit, but once they're in, it's fine. This one as well, no problem. Now I've actually test fitted them on the back and they fit perfectly. So I'm really happy about that. But what I've got to do now is go and clear coat these. So I'll go give these a clear coat, and then I'm going to let them dry for quite a while, and then put them on the bus, and then we'll come back and have another look. All right, excellent. Back again shortly. Okay, back, and that is clear coat is drying. I'll let that dry for quite a while, make sure it's all good. And then what I thought was, well, as usual, while paint's drying, we go and check the next step. Next step is 57. One of those things is the pole in the back, which, as you can see here, comes in photo etch. So what we're going to do is we'll be able to paint it, get it all painted up. So it's going to be titanium silver at the top and the bottom, and then this part here will be the grey, which is what I did on the holding on the rails on the side here. It's the same grey. So I'm going to do that. I'll get this undercoated, of course, and also get it ready and painted, so because it will go on, as you can see here. There it is there, it needs to go on there. Then we got the piece we made in step 48, that's the rear window, that will go on. And then there's one piece we haven't got together yet. We've got to take that off the sprue, paint that up, and do a bit of detail on that, and that will be on the side of the stairs. And that's all of 57. That puts all that back section all on there. Yep, there you go, sorry, in the camera. All right, excellent. All right, so let me get on with this, and yeah, we'll be back again shortly. Okay, welcome back. So there's our stairs in. I'll put a photo up in the corner here so you can have a look. So yeah, it came up really well. There they are. Just being careful how I handle this. But you can see there, really nice. So now what I've done is I've painted, well, I'm starting to paint this small piece down here, this piece L18, which will go on the back of the stairs here. Okay, and then we've already done the piece that sits on this section of the stairs in here. All right, the inside of it will be painted in the interior red. The outside doesn't need painting because there's a whole exterior part going around that. So I'll move that out of the way. You can look at here. So we've done this, we've done this. So we can cross them off. They're done, that's done. We're going to put this in. I've done the pole. I don't know if I showed you that or not. I'll show you it again. There it is there. Done it in the silver with the grey where your hand grip is. That's ready to go on, which happens in the next step, as you'll see. See in here. Okay, so there's the pole going in there. There's the back section going on that we made up earlier. And the piece I'm doing now is this one that needs a little bit more, a bit of chrome, well, not chrome, but steel drawn on there with the pens, and that'll be able to go on. So when we come back, those two pieces will be on the side of the stairs. Now, once those are done, let me just adjust this contrast a bit. Okay, that's better. So over the page to 58 is where we start putting on pieces we've already made up. So the roof will go on. and the roof above the engine bay goes on, as well as the little piece that has the bus number in it that we made up as well. So all those get put on. I'm not sure if I will go ahead and do that just yet, because once that roof goes on, that permanently seals all that yet. And I still haven't made a decision on weathering the floor, that wood floor in there a little bit. But we'll see, we'll have a look and see how it goes, and how much of that floor you can actually see through the side of the bus. That will also determine whether I bother doing that. But either way, that can be done at a later date. Now, one thing I noticed on this is we've got paint color P. That's gloss white. So they're asking me to paint the whole top of this gloss white. Don't know why they didn't say that. How many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps ago when I did the underside of it. It would have been pretty convenient to also do the other side of it. But the other point I want to make is that you can't see any of that. I'm fairly sure, because we've got the floor of the top level to go over all that, which is what we're actually going to be building here. But what I might do is just paint it gloss white anyway. Main reason is that I think white's a fairly difficult colour to paint. I want to see how well I go about that, because there is another kit that I want to start building shortly. It requires it to be gloss white, so it'll make a good practice to gloss white it and clear coat it and see how well it comes up. So there you go. All right, so I'll continue on. We'll get these on, and I'll show you that, and then we'll come back to you when we're going to just test fit all of this and see how it goes. All right, back shortly. Hey, welcome back, everybody. So I'm doing that wall on the back of the stairs here. This one here is fine. I've test fitted it, so that's the back wall there, and then there's this piece here which will go on the back on there. Okay. In the meantime, this panel on the side here, I've accidentally pulled that off, so I've had to clamp it. I test fitted them both, and they both fit fine, providing that they're on right. So this side here, lift this up a bit, you can see the back of it. All right, so that bit needs to be right flush and in. The two tabs that attach come through there need to be pushed in so that it's flush with the stair and everything's square. That way this piece, when I get to it, will sit in there neatly, which it does. But I just had to make sure that it was glued in properly first. So while I'll wait for this to dry for another 30 minutes or so, then I can attach this piece on. They do all fit, and it's going to look fine when they're on, and we'll come back when they are. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, we're back. Those pieces are fitted on the bus now, and they're clamped and drying. I'll show you those shortly. This is the roof. Remember, I was going to paint the other side the white, which I don't know why, but it doesn't need to be. This is going to be completely covered anyway. But there it is, done in the white. It's fine. I'm going to clear coat it as well, just to test my clear coating ability. So I'll give it a clear coat, and that'll be done. But like I said, this is going to be completely covered. You won't see any of this. So there was really no point if you're building this to paint it. The underside of the roof looks good. The color showing on the camera is a little bit paler than what it really is. It looks much, much different to that. Yeah, I shall return and we'll have a look at how that back end of the bus is looking. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, I'm back showing you that that panel's now clamped on, and I've glued it to the other one. So we're just letting that dry. What I'll do now is I'll go grab the roof, and we'll have a look at that, the test fit. Step 57 is completed now. We can cross that off. Now the pole, there it is there. Just show it to you. I'll glue that in. There we go. We'll glue that in, and that'll be done. And yeah, like I said, we'll go test fit the roof on. And also, because this is over into here, step 58, roof, and a couple of pieces that sit over on here as well. We've got the piece that sits here and the bit underneath with the bus number. Go check those. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, welcome back everybody. So here's a bit of a different scene for you. My good old Stephen King book is makes a good weight to put down on top of this roof because I really need it. There are a few fit issues I think I'm having. I'm not 100% sure, but the roof goes on fine. It lines up and it's in. There's no strain, so I don't have to bend any pieces to make it fit or anything. I just need to glue this end in first, okay? And then the back I'll be able to line up and glue them in as well. I've removed the paint from all the surfaces that need to be done, okay? I just have to be very careful because I've just glued that. I'm going to let that sit for at least an hour because I want that to be completely cured and glued before I start working on the back end here. And this is what we're doing. So that's going on. I was going to leave it off, but I thought, no, I'll put it on for now and we'll just stick to the order of the build. So this part here, I've test fitted that. It goes on fine. I was a little bit concerned because you can see I've glued that part in there for the number of the bus. And that's going to be the roof over the engine area, right? There was a bit of photo etch we had to put on there. I don't know why it couldn't have been left, because what happened was removing that tab and putting the photo etch there actually removes the connection point where it's supposed to sit down in the corner of the roof here. There's only one tab there now for that. But anyway, it still goes on, it still fits, and it goes on. It'll be fine. There's no gaps. So I was a little bit concerned because of the angle this sits in, but turns out I think it'll be okay. There's a lot of if issues at the front here we need to sort out afterwards. So what I'll do is where I am concerned is at the front where the cabin is, the driver's compartment. There's a gap between it and the roof. So if I can show you here, if I can get this along here enough, you'll be able to see that gap there. All right. Now, the reason I've got the toothpick in there is to hold it up against so that the roof is going to fit in properly. Put a bit of pressure on there to hold that so that bit glues. But I am concerned about that gap not sitting flush against that back wall. So yes, fingers crossed, the exterior part will not be affected by that because as far as I can see, the cab driver's compartment is in exactly as it should be in the right position. It shouldn't be that gap there, I don't think. All right. The only thing I can go back to thinking what it was that the original base of the truck had a bit of a warp in it. Okay, there was a bit of a warp up and down, and maybe that's created that gap. Anyway, what can you do? You know, yeah, I can't take this cabin off because it's all glued in tight and it is in the right position. So we'll see. And the other problem is the instructions aren't real clear, you know, of where these parts connect. You know, we've got like just the line going down and across and down and with an arrow pointing down to here. And this one here is going up and around and down and next to it. And it's just not detailed enough. But anyway, all right. So in the meantime, this will take me a couple of days, I think, to get this position right. So while that's all going on, I'm going to move ahead to step 59. We're going to make a start on the upper level. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll finish the video here. It's a little bit shorter than normal. only by about 10 minutes or so. But in the next video, you'll have to hold your breath until then, and I'll let you know. I'll show you how this went. But in the meantime, I will continue on building this while I'm working on that. Okay, so thank you all for watching. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be part 10. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, give us a thumbs up. Visit us on our Facebook Hangout page for the group. It's in the description, the link. Also, the link for Outlaw Paints is there, along with the Icky Sticky products I'm using. And our live streams every Friday for me, Thursday afternoon, night, where you may be around the world. Jump on the live stream tab in the YouTube page for Scalemodeling, and you'll see the live streams that we have, and hopefully we can see you there. Okay, until next time, I'll see you then. All right, bye for now. Cheers.